Welcome to My Dearest Theories. What? My Dearest Theories. Repeat that? My Dearest Theories!
Oh.
Okay. Hey, you guys, it's Watcher Ralph, and this is another episode of My Dearest Theories. And in this episode, we're going to cover Westworld, Season 2, because I believe there are clear indications that the story is going a certain route. Possible spoilers ahead. And that theory is the fact that Maeve and Dolores are definitely going to have a showdown. There's going to be a firefight! It's not about if this is going to happen. It's more about when. Whether it's a season finale battle or a series finale battle. And maybe both. Because after season 1, they were both given free will. And their approach has been completely different. They both yearn for freedom. The problem is, they both have completely different definitions of what that means. For Maeve, it is selfless. But for Dolores, it is selfish. Because Maeve's motivation is based on love. You could even see it that she had the choice to leave on the train, but she sacrificed the possibility of freedom by getting off of it because she couldn't fathom the concept of living without love, without finding her daughter. While Dolores, on the other hand, is so obsessed with seeing the outside world again, she was willing to sacrifice her love with Teddy, taking the chance that he'll never be the same after the alterations that the technician made. And she chose to get on a train to get to her freedom, which is exactly the opposite of what Maeve did. And I do believe that's why the creators decided to show this season that Dolores had been out in the world, so we could see what her obsession is, what she considers freedom. She wants to go out and see that world, see that city skylight once again. See, Dolores wishes that she could have the powers that Maeve has, but she would abuse them because clearly she has deceived and betrayed everyone to get her way. But Maeve has basically given people choice in circumstances where she doesn't need to. At the core of every action that Maeve has done has been compassion because her journey is for love. So in episode 5, when she interacts and makes an alliance with, yes, being convenient for her counterpart of a Japanese samurai world, she keeps her word. She shows honor. Whereas in episode 3, Dolores makes an alliance with soldiers and she betrays them. She uses them as cattle, as a sacrifice, basically as bait. Dolores judges the hosts, even though she acknowledges that their personalities aren't their own. And yet she says that the soldiers aren't worthy of where they're going next. So even though both of them know what they are and know what everybody else is, they go about it in two different ways. Where Maeve shows the hosts respect and consideration and gives them choice. Where she allowed the samurai to fight for honor. Whereas Dolores takes away choice from Teddy, lies, cheats. At the core, everything is selfish for her. Teddy became one of Dolores' victims for being a good person and having a big heart. I was so sad to see it happen, but he kind of did it to himself because he could clearly see what Dolores had become and chose to say nothing or do nothing but remain with her. So it was inevitable. In episode 6, we did get to see a smidget of regret from Dolores for what she did to Teddy. But it was a little too late because the train was literally in motion and there was no turning back. And yes, Dolores does care about her father, but you could imagine that she'd be willing to sacrifice him sooner or later as well to get to her concept of freedom, while Maeve would give up her concept of freedom if it meant protecting and keeping the one she loved happy. And realize she may have to do so. Because if she can't use her powers to make her daughter remember her, or convince her that she is her mother, she would essentially be kidnapping the little girl. And she would never be that selfish and break her daughter's heart that way. That's the type of person or host that free will has molded her into. And I'll admit that Maeve getting out of Westworld and entering Samurai World may have contributed to that, which was a beautiful choice by the creators Jonathan Nolan and Lisa Joy to give Maeve a journey in a world where the thing that matters most is honor. So she's finding her way through that. While Dolores has been stuck in the wild, wild west where there is no sense of honor. So maybe they both are products of their own environment, which has not benefited Dolores. And maybe we could give her the excuse and say that Dolores has Wyatt's personality in her, and that's why she's turned in such a way. But she could have had the technician take that personality out at any time, but she's made the choice to stay that way. Everything is about choice. So now I could definitely see what Arnold and Robert meant by fearing what Dolores could become. Because initially you think they're just talking about hosts in general, but Maeve has made the right choice every step of the way, while Dolores has basically made the wrong, selfish choice. In every episode, trusting no one, not even the very host that she's supposedly trying to protect. Their choices in life have set them on journeys that have taken them on two completely different paths, physically and mentally. And those choices have instilled ideologies in both of them. But it is inevitable that they cross paths once again. And since they now have very different ideals, there will be an impasse. I just know that sooner or later, it's going to take them to a showdown. But until then, check out some more videos of My Dearest Theories. A lot more on Westworld coming soon. And I'd like to know your thoughts. So leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think of this theory. Let me know what you think of Maeve or Dolores, whose side you're on. But for now, share, like, and subscribe. And you can check out some more of my theories by clicking over here, or you can check out some of my reviews by clicking down here. Till we meet again, goodbye. See you guys.